Our next inductee, enshrinee, Tim keeps telling me to use enshrinee and not inductee. That's like you're going into the Army. Our next enshrinee, I'm not even sure that's a word, Tim. It is now, he says. Okay. This gentleman's football career took him from O'Fallon Township High School, so he's going to be rooting against Kathy's team tomorrow. So from O'Fallon Township High School to the NFL, with a stop at perennial college powerhouse Alabama in between. Bob Cryder was born in East St. Louis in 1956, but made his mark as a football player for the Panthers in O'Fallon, so much so that he became a star lineman for the legendary Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama. There he was a first-team All-SEC player, was named the best lineman in the SEC, was a second-team All-American. His Alabama achievements garnered him a first-round selection, 18th overall by the New England Patriots in 1978. After 6 outstanding seasons with the Patriots, he played 3 more for the Seattle Seahawks. And, Bob, you're going to want to watch this video. We're sure you're proud. One of your prouder moments came there when you appeared in a promotional video called Seahawks Locker Room Rock in 1985.
Back them up and stack them up and blow them off the line. Chase those backs and get those sacks each and every time. The ball is flipped, the pass is tipped, the man is hit, the ball is stripped, yeah. We've got the others on the run, and we won't lay back till we're done. Done. We're aiming for the Super Bowl,
because the Blue Raid is on a roll.
How about that? And that was Bob, number 78, snapping his fingers in perfect time with the song there. I'm sure he's just happy we didn't play the whole thing for you tonight. Mr. Cryder finished his playing career with the Detroit Lions in 78, having played 107 NFL games. With your applause, please welcome to the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, Bob Cryder. Conducting the interview with Bob tonight, we're excited to have Joe Pott with us. You know Joe is the voice of the Cougars, broadcasting SIUE athletics and baseball pre- and post-game work on the Cardinals Baseball Network and KMO.
Well, we're coming full circle, Bob, from O'Fallon, Illinois, right back here to O'Fallon, Illinois, being inducted into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Probably has a little bit of a special, a little bit more special for you.
Oh, yes, it is. It's amazing. When you contacted me and gave me the information that, that you elected me into this, and I was thinking of, being St. Louis, O'Fallon, Illinois. I can't believe it. So, but I'd like to shout out to a lot of my friends and my family, everyone that's here. My travels from California to Seattle, and to get back here, it was a big surprise. It's good to be back here in O'Fallon, and I'm seeing a lot of friends that I haven't seen in years too that showed up. That was another big surprise, and I've kind of got a connection with the Bauer family, a friend of my sister's over here. Shout out to y'all. And anyway.
So as Steve Porter mentioned earlier, you talk about some of the all-around athletes. So not just in football, but you were an all-stater in track. You were an all-stater, a third-place state finisher in wrestling. You had a discus record that stood for almost 30 years as well. You go on to be an All-American at Alabama. You're a first-round draft pick. So you are an all-around athlete as well. Tell me a little bit about being recruited, first of all, by Bear Bryant.
In high school, I was recruited by a lot of colleges that were coming through. Back then, being small town guy here, you're really naive, and too hip to what's going on, and in the collegiate sports and so forth, and all your accomplishments are yielding all these these people coming after you to play at their at their college, give you a scholarship. And I quite honestly, I didn't know who Coach Bryant was. And I had coaches that would show up at the high school, and I started to dodge a few of them. Then I got by my father not to do that. These to meet these people and talk to them, but seriously had no idea who Coach Bryant was. And coming from a small town, 1974. Anyway, nevertheless, like I said, there's quite a few people coming up. My dad tells the recruiter that was here at the time was Danny Ford, who coached at Clemson for a number of years. And he said, well, if Coach Bryant's interested in him, we would like for him to come sit at his mom's table and have pie and coffee. Well, that's what he did. He came out and met Coach Bryant. He didn't offer me anything but 4 bowl games. And we went to 4 bowl games.
He delivered on that front.
And he delivered on that promise. And so off I went to the University of Alabama to play for Bear Bryant.
And when we talked, you were telling me a little bit about, it was only in later years, I guess, that you realized kind of some of the influence, some of the effect that a guy like Bear Bryant has on you.
Yeah, the people talk about highlights in life. I was an offensive lineman, so I hit people for a living, and I took hits for a living. And you fought through your career with injuries and so forth. And I didn't catch a ball. I recovered a couple fumbles. I recovered a fumble on the 3-yard line. I got up. It was wide open. I figured I'm going to score. Next thing you know, I had 6 people that hit me. It put me right back down on the 3-yard line. But highlights are great blocks and blocks that that the spectators, they don't see them, but you're about the only one, and your coaches and your fellow players know. But the influences that I had in my life, were started in high school. Bobby Joe Skates. He's in the Illinois State Hall of Fame for high school coaches. He was a very militant guy, but I tell you what, he believed that, he tried to get the best out of every player that, but he was a great influence. He believed that there was a hidden athlete in everyone, and he tried to bring it out in everyone. But we had great coaches, Ben Butler. I mean, all these guys, they didn't browbeat us. They didn't try to threaten us. They did what it took, just like Coach Bryant. Then I go to Alabama. I get under, Coach Bryant. Coach Bryant was the same way. He believed, and if you weren't an athlete, he offered you the scholarship that he gave you, but you didn't have to play football anymore. And he did that to 2 fellas that came in with me in 1974 at the University of Alabama. But the highlights that's a highlight playing for him. It was a rough road. I didn't play my freshman year. I did go to the bowl game because he promised me 4 bowl games. And I was at home and he called me. And I got on the team bus and we went to Miami. We played Notre Dame. No, he never promised I played that game. But my sophomore year, I started. And we went to a bowl game that year. My junior year, got hurt. I'm down the whole year. Came back my senior year and just blew it out of the water with everything and made a lot of honors, and we went to another bowl game. But playing under Coach Bryant, we always say that not everyone might have liked him, but they trusted him, and that's how great a coach he was. So it's a big highlight, a big influence in my life.
And you obviously made an impact on his life, named to his all-time team. That's a heck of an honor in of itself.
Yeah, it is. I was very happy, when I got that honor and so forth. Joe Namath is on it, Leroy Jordan, guys like that. Richard Todd, played for the New York Jets. When I was a senior, between my junior and senior year, we had, I think I counted like 18 guys that went into the NFL just in that 2-year span from those 2 teams. A lot of those guys are still on it. Ozzie Newsome, the great Ozzie Newsome, he and I played together. and were drafted the same year in the first rounds. That was exciting. My other highlights are some of the Hall of Famers that I played with at New England and the Patriots. Steve Largent being one of them, good friend, and what a great guy he is. I don't want to forget my high school players, and some of these guys are here tonight. And my best friend Kim Schwartz is here, and the Tolman family, and Larry Friedrich, Rick Lucas, guys like that. When we were in high school, we were not bullies, and we didn't get bullied. We didn't like anybody that got bullied. But I mean, these guys we could have treated each other in a whole different way, but we didn't. They took like Rick. He took me under his arm, and made me a better player, and so forth, and instilled confidence in me, and so forth. Just like we did. We passed that on. Well, we were a really good team. I mean, it was a bunch of fun-loving, country boys, small-town boys. But we had a great time. I just wanted to say that, cover that part.
Well, Bob, once again, we've come full circle from O'Fallon High School right back here to O'Fallon, Illinois. Congratulations on induction into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
Bob Cryder. Okay.